So, hi guys, welcome back to week 6 of the Home Hacking School Chemistry, and I hope you're all well at home and hopefully you're not doing anything too dangerous like us. But let's just get on to a few things before we start the video. So, in today's video we're going to be making a snake out of fire, and we'll also be going to making a thermite compound to make molten iron. So, just a reminder guys, like always, these experiments are dangerous, and particularly the thermite one, so you need correct clothing to protect you from any things that come off the experiments, and also you need correct adult supervision, and you need a well-ventilated area like the outdoors. Let's get on with the video. So, to start off, we're going to be making something quite hopefully interesting. It's called the black fire snake. Just by using 3 basic chemicals, we are going to be creating 3 simultaneous chemical reactions. So the 2 chemicals we're going to be using for this reaction are this C12H22O11, also known as sugar, and this 2NaHCO3, which is sodium bicarbonate. So we're going to mix the sugar and sodium together in a 4:1 ratio. The exact quantities aren't as critical as when we were making the fireworks. That's why we haven't got the very, very accurate scales. And now for the sodium. Now I'm going to screw the lid on tight and give it a really good mix. So now I'm just going to unscrew the lid, and here we have our very special mixture. Me and my sister are now going to pour some sand. This is actually kiln dried sand. Now we are going to shake them until they're level, and then we're going to make a pit in the middle. Now we've made our indents, we're going to saturate the sand with a very flammable liquid. As you can probably hear, it started to rain quite hard, so sorry about that, but we've got a canopy over us, so it's not going to fail the experiment, hopefully. So the next thing we're going to do is put a small mountain of our mix in the middle. We're going to put about half in each one. And we've also spread the flammable liquid out differently, so we might have possible different reactions. So now, as you can see, we've made a little volcano of our mix in the middle of the bowl. So now we're going to step back as my dad lights them both. So now what's going to happen is the sodium bicarbonate is going to break down into sodium carbonate, water vapour and carbon dioxide. The burning sugar is also going to break down into carbon dioxide and water vapour. So as you can see, we've got a rather freaky sight of the elemental carbon growing out the sand. These are our fire snakes. They've broken up a bit because of the wind, and obviously because they're so light and fluffy, they just snapped off and blew along the floor. But we did manage to pick a few pieces up, and this is what it looks like. So this is the result of a reaction, and it's elemental carbon, and it's really light and fluffy. And also its massive long chemical formula is C. And now on to our second experiment, and like last week it's going to be a little more explosive. So we're going to make an exothermic reaction. It's going to be that hot and powerful it's going to produce molten iron. To do this, we're going to make a compound called thermite. Thermite is a very volatile mixture, and it needs a very, very high temperature to ignite. First, we're going to mix the thermite compound, and then we're going to look at how we ignite it. To make the thermite, we're going to measure out some iron oxide. It's also known as a rust. And secondly, some fine aluminium powder. Now we're going to pour the aluminium powder into the iron oxide, and then we're going to mix it. So now we're going to get some steel wool and put it in the hole in the bottom of the terracotta plant pot. And now we're going to put this pot gently in another pot. Now we're going to pour the mixture through a funnel and into the bottom of the pot. So, as discussed earlier, we mentioned that it needs something extremely hot to make it ignite, so we're going to put something in that will make it burn. So we're going to use potassium permanganate as our starter fuel, because this burns really hot. So as you can see, we put our starter fuel, potassium permanganate, on the thermite, and we've also made another indent. The thermite reaction is quite explosive, so it's important that when we light it, it doesn't explode in our faces. Therefore, we need a time delay. If we pour glycerol onto potassium permanganate, it does ignite, but not straight away. Here, I'll show you an example. In a minute, you'll see that this will start to react. I know it looks like nothing's happening at the moment, but that's what the time delay is for. We're quite safe in the knowledge that our thermite won't react straight away. So now we know that we should be able to get a hot enough ignition for our thermite. So as you can see, we've suspended our thermite pot on two other pots to make sure that our iron drops out of the bottom. While me and my sister keep a safe distance, my dad is going to pour the glycerol onto the potassium permanganate. If this works, this can be quite an explosive reaction.
Please. That's how hot it was.
God, it's just smashed.
Can you see the iron on the floor?
Yeah. Literally just smashed.
Wait.
So, just a reminder of how explosive this is. Look at what a mess it's made of our ceramics. Just to give you an idea, we would have reached temperatures then of up to 1,600 degrees Celsius. You can see some molten iron deposit on the bottom of the pot. Here you can see the actual yield of iron. As I crouch here, you can see that the 1600 degree reaction has left us still not being able to pick those pots up because they're so hot still. Yeah, they're still really, really hot. So here's the final results of our thermite reaction. We've got pure iron in my hand, and we've got some smaller results, and we've got a bit of pot where it's splattered all up the side.
And they're like rocks, definitely, I can say it.
But obviously the metal.
Yeah, metal.
Examples of thermite in the industry include welding heavy metals together, so like railway tracks, and also thermite even works underwater. So thank you guys for watching my video. Please like and subscribe, comment if you liked it, and goodbye.